Oh, it's so close to that curb. Please just go further left. Look at that. That is absolutely stunning. And we've got someone walking across the road incredibly slowly. There's no way it's doing this corner. Nope. Wow. Welcome back everybody to Ted's the Driver and welcome to another Autopilot City Tour. Today we are going to Plymouth and we're going to be, as you can see, Britain's Ocean City is what it's called. And we're going to be going down all the way to the water and basically going down to the seaside and seeing what it's like. So we're coming off on this one. We can be in either of the first two lanes actually, so maybe that's why he's in that lane. And we'll see how it deals with this coming off here. I'm not sure if it's going to go left and take that left lane or if it's going to stick in this one. It's stuck in this lane and we're going to continue down. I do actually need to get into that left lane though, because we're going to be coming off at the end. So the car's slowing itself down. So here it does slow itself down all the way to the end, but it does do it a little bit early sometimes. And like this feels a little bit unnatural going down to 50 already. The van behind me is really, really close behind me because he's not expecting me to go this slow down here. But we'll bring it all the way down now because it looks like we're going to be coming to a complete stop. Which lane's it going to pick? It's picked the right-hand city lane, which is fine. And we will go up to here. So obviously, yeah, it probably would be able to do this if this would have been green for us because it is laned all the way down and across. For these lights, you'll see it's not actually showing it changing lights. And I think that's because it's not using like the wide angle or any of the side. Whoa, that was actually swapping lanes there and going into that left lane, which we really didn't want it to do. Yeah, it needs to use, I think, the other cameras and maybe the wide angle camera so that it can see all of those. At the moment, it's just using one forward facing camera and sadly it's not picking up all of the lights when they change color and whatnot. So here's like a 3-lane carriageway. It's a 40 going through. Again, speed cameras here on the road. It would be nice if the Tesla showed us it knew where speed cameras were. I think that would be pretty cool. And I think we're just sitting in this second lane. I'm just gonna get the sat nav up. And here we go. So this Plymouth, I think, might be quite a nice and easy one to drive into. I've driven into it before, and it is very much like this, down to the center and down to the water. So hopefully we should have a good run all the way down, and it should be quite a nice drive, and we'll see what we can pick up. You can see it's picking up all the arrows. It's picking up the pylons as well on the side of the road, but picking up all of the arrows really nicely. Is it going to show the cyclist over there on the screen? No, it didn't show the cyclist, but it is showing those bollards as cones on the screen at the moment. I was intrigued to see if it was going to react to that van at all that was pulling to our left there, but no problems. And now I'm always nervous about big curbs on the left with no lines because we know what happened in Oxford. And I really don't want that to happen again. So again, we've got speed camera lines on the road here and there's a speed camera over there. So it'd be good if it told us there were speed cameras. And this is definitely one of the nicer drives that I've done on Autopilot in a city. So the cities in the UK, if you didn't know, every city is defined by having a cathedral. We're actually going to drive right past the cathedral here in Plymouth, which is closer down to the water. Again, I've only come to these cities a couple of times, and that's only because of football. And it's only because I support Swindon, so I don't get to go to the best cities. We go to smaller cities. So it looks like this left lane here isn't the lane I need to be in at the end of the road. It looks like they go two separate ways. You can see there on the board, but this is saying the left lane's fine for now. Again, another speed camera here. I was worried that these lines might actually confuse the system a bit, but they're not worrying them at all. They're not changing them at all at the moment. Wow, we've had this van pull out on us and the car's braking nicely. Again, it had to do a hard brake there, but it did that really, really well. And this is actually taking us off to the left here, so I do want to go into the right lane. I wonder if this guy will let me across. Yeah, I think he is letting me across. Okay, right, into a 30 now. Oops. Into a 30. And we're just going to follow this guy who's taking us really slowly. Cyclist there on the left, did it pick him up? It showed him as a walking person. Oh my God, this van's going really slow. Like really, really slow. But this is good for us because we actually do need to go slow down these roads. So thankfully we've got this potentially questionable driver in front of us. Okay, through a tunnel, no problems. Before it may have lurched in tunnels as well, but now there's no problems at all. And again, following this guy nicely, I'm going to indicate and go into that left lane. It's not going to move me over myself, so sadly I'm going to have to move the car over. Again, that's because there's no central divider. The car itself won't indicate across. If there was like a central divider in there, then it would actually indicate us into the other lane. Again, hopefully that's something that soon in a later update they'll be changing or removing, or just making it possible for us to actually change lanes even when we can. Because on the maps and everything, it should say, this guy on the right is like swerving close to me, but just watching me film. It's actually, you know, the maps know that this is a 2-lane road for us, so hopefully it will sort that out soon. You can see coming up here, we've actually got a really tight corner. I'm intrigued to see if the car slows down or does anything different for it. It shouldn't do, it should be fine for it, but we have also got a cyclist in front, so let's see how the car's picked him up there, and I'll have to go all the way around him. And we'll go back into our city centre line, and oh, we're coming up to a roundabout here, which the car's going to give a go at. Yes, car, look at that. Well done. It actually did it. It completed it really nicely. A little bit too fast, so it did the like braking and put your hands on the wheel warning, but it actually did complete it really nicely. And this lane is, yeah, this lane's the correct lane to go in. It's just straightforward. And this will bring us down as well behind this Peugeot to a stop, which will be really nice. And I hope this is the right lane to be in. I think it is the right lane to be in. Again, here you can see that it's picking up all the lights nicely, but even that one there, it can't see, well, it can't see it now actually because of the van. Let's see, is it picking up the arrows? It is picking up the arrows inside the light as well, which is really cool. Whoa, that got really close there. And I don't know where this lane kind of goes, so I'm literally just following this Peugeot at this point. Oh, okay, we need to actually get across here to the right-hand lane. Is the car going to push us across? No, the car didn't push us across. I think maybe because it was a dotted line, the car wasn't liking it, so it wouldn't actually push us across. Look at that, that is absolutely stunning. Wow, that is so amazing. I don't know what the building behind it is, but that looks incredible. Okay, so as these cars have come out our lane, the Tesla actually wants to go forward and sit in front of them, which isn't good because we do actually want to be in that left lane. So I might have to do a lap of this roundabout, I think. But look at how incredible that is. That's actually a shell. That is actually a shell of a church. Maybe that's the cathedral. I don't know. I don't quite know where the cathedral exactly is and everything, but it looks pretty impressive, I've got to say. Okay, I'm going to go left down here and continue the way we needed to go. And I think it's going to be left and then left down here. So again, on these roads, it's not doing roundabouts. It's not doing things like that. So I'm going to have to control it for it. If we're lucky, if this is a laned roundabout and there's no one coming, we can give it a go. Yeah, there's no one. Oh no, it was taking it too close to the left, and then I felt like it was going to curb. Okay, where are we going now? Wow, all right, this is interesting. This is interesting. Okay, now it wants me to go right down this way. Again, if it could show zebra crossings, that would be quite nice. And these here are actually electric parking. Oh no, they're not. Sorry, I thought that was electric charging, but it's just a electric van parked there. Damn it, I actually thought that was an electric charging bay. It's not. Here we go, back in. I'm gonna bring this all the way down to 15 for this bit of road. It's pretty horrible. But yeah, the car did it nicely. Oh, yo, that again, I really think that would have just gone into the bollard there. Like, it just doesn't feel like it's slowing down at all. Or at least it definitely doesn't feel like it's slowing down early enough. Okay. Put it back on. Sorry, there's a lot of junctions and a lot of turnings and stuff that we're having to take, so I'm having to turn autopilot off and on just like constantly. There you are, picking up people as well, walking, which is really good. Nice to see. And again, sadly here, we're going to have to go around these cars, even though they are in parked bays and everything. The car, of course, isn't going to work its way around that just yet. Wow, this is really nice. This is a really nice, like, area. Lovely greenery and stuff. And up here, oh no, again, sadly, we're not going to be able to get autopilot to work here because of the cars parked on the side of the road. It's simply not going to go around them, and then that's going to cause us lots of issues. Okay, I'm going left this way. Oh my god, this is so confusing. And autopilot will work, but I'll just wait for this corner before I turn it on, because that was a pretty harsh corner for it. Here we go. Okay, autopilot back on. And there we go. We are at the city. Jeepers, that was so close. I don't know where Jeepers come from. I think I've watched Scooby-Doo recently. Zoinks? Yeah, that was really close again going into that car. This is a really nice drive down. I don't know where this goes, so we're just... Actually, this does a little lap, so let's let it just do the lap while I put in my next destination. Oh no, that's not where I'm going. I'm not going back to Exeter. Okay, we've got an interesting area coming up here. Is it going to work its way around it? Oh no, just too tight again. It's just getting so tight on them. And I just don't trust it to not curb the car after what happened last time. Okay, it did this really nice. It's doing this nicely. Oh no, going a little bit into the pavement here. No, don't take the left lane. Oh gosh. Oh no. That wasn't the best, was it? This is actually a really interesting route for it though, because it's like goes all the way around. So speed bumps, I would love it to be able to slow down for, like this. Oh, it's a little bit harsh. There we go. And then we kind of have to do it ourselves and it just doesn't feel that great. Maybe if I do this at 10, that'll be all right for the speed bumps. I love this. I love the red road, like the red side of the road. You can see actually it saw like it put a line there for it. Oh, up and over again. Oh wow, this is really taking it. Yeah, there we go. See, again, it's picking up that as a diamond. We had that in the last episode where it thought loads of things were diamonds. Oh, these are big old speed bumps. What a beautiful drive though, everyone. What a beautiful drive this is. And these cars are parked in the bays, but the car doesn't seem to think it. Okay, it kind of does. Yeah, it's okay with it now. It's going past it now. So it needs almost to confirm that they are in bays before it will go past it. This is called Ho Road. So shout out to everyone here. Oh, that's such a big, like they are such big stops. Okay, right, I don't know where this way goes, so I'm just gonna look around. There's no one here. Gonna let the car decide where it wants to go, what it wants to do. It wants to continue down this way. Okay, I'm up with that. This looks pretty cool to me. And again, this is all a one way. It's getting so close to the right here. Oh, it's so close to that curb. Please just go further left. Nope. Oh, again, it's not quite reading that curb as a line. It did show it as a line, but it wasn't quite reading it nice enough for me. Yeah, it's doing, braking hard there because of that van on our left. This is a real test for it. Okay, going really tight here. Hopefully it reads this correctly. Oh, why does it do that? It goes so close to the edge. Like, it can clearly see, surely it can clearly see everything around it. Why is it getting so close? So I'm gonna bring it down to 10 miles an hour so it has, oh my God, okay, it braked so hard there. And actually did it nice. It actually did it well because it braked so hard initially. So again, going really slow here, 10 miles an hour. It's not sure about the van. It was trying to work its way around the van. And then this is going to be really interesting as well coming up, whether it's actually going to go around it or it's going to sit behind. No, it is going around it. And we got some cones. Perfect. We've got some cones. That should guide us nicely. Yeah, the cone's guiding us around at 10 miles an hour. And then I'll just do this at 10 miles an hour, then I'll start to pick it up a little bit. Don't worry, there's only like 50 cars behind me. I'm joking, there's no one behind me. Okay, really tight, but nice and easy. Should be able to do it, should be able to do it. Nope, there is not a chance. That was going to curb my alloy. Okay, so we're now back onto just a normal road, as normal as they kind of get in these city areas. You know, again, it is a two-way street, but with no central lines. So the car's not happy. It's not picking it up as a road that it will autopilot on, which is fine. And it is slowing us down for all the parked cars around us, which is a good thing. So at least it's saying that it can obviously see the cars and everything. But it doesn't want to take us around any of the cars, and it won't autopilot at all. Actually, it'll autopilot down the middle of the road. But I'm pretty sure, oh no, this is a one-way actually, so if we can get it to work, then that's okay, but, braking really hard, and that was for that micro just there, so that slammed on there for that micro. Again, I'm hoping it look, all the bins it's picking up, doing an absolutely incredible job of picking up bins. Oh, it worked for a split second, and then turned off again. We've got someone on the road, and is it going to see her? It did pick her up for a second. Yeah, there you go. It is showing her there. So it did see the lady jogging, which is good. And we'll take this left road back onto kind of more normal roads, I guess. Yeah, so here we go. Oh, over a bag. So obviously it's no problems just kind of going over bags and stuff. I'm going to keep it down at 15 miles an hour just while we go over these speed bumps. It's not quite central to the speed bumps, so we are going up them slightly, which is quite a hard speed bump to go up. But it's okay. It's doing nicely. I'm hoping here it will hug the right because it will see that line in the middle and it will go very central. No, it went right in the middle of the two. Okay, let's bring it up to 20 now. There's no way it's doing this corner. Nope. Wow, that was actually, not only was that not doing the corner because it couldn't turn that far, it was actually following the road in front of it and taking us up that other road, which would have been pretty bad. So we've got a human and a doggo in front. Is it going to pick up the human? Again, it's not turning tight enough for the corner. It needs to turn that little bit tighter for some of the corners here. They are pretty crazy corners, I must say, but this is obviously what the car's got to deal with. Again, picking up a human really nicely there, picking up a person. Didn't show the jogger, but again, it didn't necessarily need to. And which lanes are going to pick here? We need the left lane, and it's picking the right lane. Yeah, it's picking the right lane, so I'm just going to have to take it over and go to the left lane myself. And I don't know quite how we get out of here, so I'm just going to follow it down. Okay, another roundabout and straight over there, and then we can put autopilot back on. Quite confusing roads, I've got to say. And you can see that lots of the lines are kind of have disappeared or have, you know, worn down over time. And again here, there's no lights that the car can see. There is a light actually just over there, but there's no lights that the car can see and read to tell the car to go forward. So again, I'm intrigued in this kind of scenario. How's it going to react in the future, and how's it going to know whether it can actually go or not on those kind of areas? Okay, autopilot back on to this 30. And then these are going to be the roads back out now of Plymouth. And we've got someone walking across the road incredibly slowly. Like, it stopped so nicely for that person. But, I mean, I would have just slammed my horn. I was thinking about it, but he was already gone by that point. You saw it said stop on the side of the road there, even though it says bus lane. The car put stop for some reason, which is pretty cool. Actually, it's not pretty cool because it's wrong, but it's interesting that any kind of text it thinks it sees, it just puts it down as stop. Looks like we're going to be coming to some wide areas here, some wide laned areas. The car dealt nicely with that, and actually, in fact, we need to get into this left lane to go left here. So I will just do that. Actually, it could have autopiloted this bit. That's a shame. I didn't realize that was potentially autopilotable. Nicely around that corner. Really nice, considering how tight that corner was. That did that really nicely. So we've got a central parting here. I wonder if it will let us change lanes on this road. I'm not 100% sure if it will do. We're coming up to a roundabout, so I need to be in this lane anyway. Gonna bring it down for the roundabout. We've got someone behind us, so sadly I can't let it attempt this. Would have been an interesting one though, because it is again lanes. Actually, I might just go a little bit slower and just let this car behind me. Let's see if he wants to overtake me, just so if we get to one of those areas again, I can give it a whirl. So I'll bring it down to 25. So yeah, again, it's just the being able to change lanes like on any road would just be huge. It would have just allowed that little bit more freedom again to get into the lanes that we need to get into. It's just such a strange thing, in my opinion, for them to take away and to limit on, because it didn't used to limit. They didn't used to limit it on us before. I'm not sure why, but this car on my side is refusing to overtake. He is just watching. I've noticed this a lot. A lot of people watch me self-drive around now. There we go. There we go. Okay. Right, so we're going to come up behind this cyclist. I'm going to let the car slow itself down and control what it wants to do behind this cyclist here. He's not exactly going slow. And you can see that it just pulls up behind him nicely. I'm going to try and change lanes. Sadly, it's not changing lanes, even though this is a central, it's got a central divider down the middle. It didn't want to change lanes and overtake him, so we've got to do that ourselves. and then we'll come back into our lane. One thing I'd love to see actually is the cyclist behind me, like if the back camera picks him up when he cycles behind us. So he is coming this way. Oh no, he's turned off. He's turning off behind us. I'm just intrigued to see if it shows him at all going backwards that way. There's the car. He was just in front of that car back there, so no, it's not going to show him. That'd have been pretty cool actually if it would have showed him like going off on the side as well. Slightly strange lanes here. It might switch the lanes for us. It's not sure about it. It's not sure. It's stuck to the correct lane, but it did meander over to the other lane for a split second when it wasn't too sure. I think that's the thing. When it doesn't know what it needs to do, I don't like it when it kind of goes like sporadic and goes left, right, left, right. When you're driving and you don't know what to do, you keep the car nice and straight. You keep it like, you know, what you think. Oh, that's where I've been, to the football stadium over there. Okay, I didn't realize we were driving right past it. Yeah, I wish it just kept it smooth and straight rather than like darting around and trying to figure something out. Following this van nicely though, again picking up all the lights, all the cones. Is it going to pick this person up? No, not showing the people on the pavement. I've got to say, this is probably the most challenging city yet with that kind of seafront area. That was really challenging. However, I've got to say, it's also really impressed me with how it's done. Considering it's not meant to do any of these roads yet, I think it's done really well, and it's impressed me a lot. So we're coming off in half a mile now. Oh, this is a bit tight, but it's done it nicely. Coming off in half a mile, and we will do a tiny bit of the navigate on autopilot as we come on to the motorway here. And that was Plymouth, everybody. A really nice place, actually. A lot bigger than I remember as well. See, like here again, I would totally use the overtake feature if it would allow me to, and we could have gone around this van, but sadly not. Spin this around, see. Yeah, look at that, it's picking up the cars behind us as they come to us. So we've got another cyclist now in front of us that the car is picking up. Yeah, he has picked him up, and the cyclist is regulating our speed. I don't really have to like go around him here because obviously the bike lane appears. So the car's gone around that nicely, and we're just sitting now behind this van in this lane. So that actually did really well, and it worked out well that a cycle lane appeared. Yeah, good job. The car there pushing us into the right-hand lane, which is correct. Picking up the cyclist as well nicely, which is good. There's a lot for the car to read here. I'm a little bit worried there. No, good job. I was a little bit worried because I couldn't see the lines, and I thought the car might switch lane, but it didn't switch lane, and it stayed in its correct lane. And now we've got cyclists, motorbikes, vans, cars, arrows. There's so much happening right now on the screen. And again, this cyclist here has got to come out of the bike lane because of the bus. The car reacted nicely to it. And now as we go around, it's overtaking them nicely. It's not worried about them because they are in their bike lanes. It didn't show her until very, very late, interestingly enough. As my favorite saying apparently is. Actually, I say it so much. Now I think about it, I say interestingly enough so much. So it didn't pull us off by itself there. We did have to do that pull off by ourselves. And again, we're coming up to a big roundabout, and then we're going to be able to turn on navigate on autopilot. So the car's slowing down nicely. And again, I think it might be slowing down because of the van on the right, but it definitely won't stop at the end of the road, so we're going to have to take full control of it here. All right, autopilot on, we're going down now. So this isn't a motorway, this is the A38, but it is navigate on autopilot worthy. And let's just see how well it does. Confirm lane change to follow route. Confirm that lane change for the car. Set it to 70. And there we go, it's pulled on to the A38 really, really nicely. And we are now on our way out of Plymouth and away across. So there we are. Let me know what you think. How well did that do? Did it beat expectations? I think it did well on some areas, and some areas it didn't do well at all. It's the same kind of hit and miss scenario. I'll give that one a 7 out of 10. but I like the roads and I liked the tightness of the sea area. I definitely will be coming back down here to test that out once we get a later update, and maybe once we get the city update, or like an update that's a lot more confident in the city. This is going to be a really good one to test it on. So make sure you leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not, turn on the notification bell. If you want these daily and you want to support me, make sure to become a Patreon. It does, oh wow, that actually felt like the car was trying to go down there for a split second, but it corrected itself last minute. Let's try lane change, really nice, picking up lots of pillars in the middle of the road there as well, which look pretty cool. Yeah, doing nicely. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget, drive safe.